straight losses followed finally by a win over Northampton Town. What's going on with Man U right now?
Well, there's a lot of people who are angry as far as Manchester United fans. Jose Mourinho has come in, and there's a lot of excitement. They won their first 3 games of the Premier League, and everyone said, Man United is back. Now they go and lose 3 straight games, and everyone's saying the sky is falling. To me, it's not a big enough sample size on the front end or the back end to really say anything. But at Man United, you can't lose 3 straight games in a row without some big questions being asked. Mourinho having a hard time maybe getting things going the way he wanted to. And Wayne Rooney, a lot of people are saying right now that he should not be starting for Manchester United. He seems kind of disjointed with the rest of the team and maybe not a good fit for Zlatan Ibrahimovic coming in as a forward. And Paul Pogba not doing much, big signing they had. So the big question this weekend, they play Leicester City at home. They need to win. And will Wayne Rooney start? We'll see.
Well, yeah, what do you think? What's your opinion on it? Does Rooney deserve a spot on the bench at this point?
At this point, I don't think there's anything wrong with sitting him for a little while and seeing how the team does. I know he's a huge star, but the team's not playing well right now, and I think he's a fairly significant reason why. So that doesn't mean he needs to be permanently on the bench or that they need to sell him or anything like that, but I think it wouldn't hurt at this point just to see what the team would look like without him.
All right, speaking of stars, Lionel Messi dealing with a groin injury, and this thing's kind of lingering. Interesting how the team is handling this injury. What's your take on Messi's injury and whether he should or should rush coming back onto the pitch?
Well, this has been an ongoing problem for Lionel Messi with this groin issue, not just this week, but for a little while now, and I think Barcelona needs someone who can say to Lionel Messi, you want to play, I get it, but you shouldn't be playing right now until you're 100%. He needs someone to be able to tell him things he doesn't necessarily want to hear. So now they're saying 3 weeks out with this groin injury, but this is the type of injury that could linger even longer than 3 weeks, and you don't want to have a situation where he's out for a really long period of time. This does give a chance to Neymar now to move into that central role where he did last year during Messi's injury, and Barcelona was actually pretty successful during that stretch.
Yeah, what do you credit that to? Amazingly, they had a lot of success without Messi. Why is that?
Well, they got so many good players on this team. You know, Neymar's a guy who has sort of given up, made sacrifices of his own game because Messi's the guy there. And clearly Neymar is capable of playing that role. Luis Suarez, probably the best striker in the world, I would say, at finishing. So Barcelona doesn't lose a ton. That said, Messi's still the World Player of the Year, so they want to get him back at some point, and they don't want this thing to linger a long time.
All right, let's move stateside to the MLS, where one of the richest and most popular teams is outside of the playoff picture right now. That's the Seattle Sounders. Obviously, Clint Dempsey with the irregular heartbeat's been an issue. Obafemi Martins is gone to the Chinese team. Can the Sounders right the ship in time to make a playoff push here?
Well, they're running out of time. They're 5 points out of the playoffs right now, and they have a big game coming up on Sunday at LA Galaxy, which has been playing pretty well lately. They got Landon Donovan back, and he scored last weekend for them. So if you look at the Sounders, they have 2 games in hand on their next closest team in the playoffs right now, and so they have a chance. Jordan Morris is playing well. Nicholas Lodeiro, the midseason signing, terrific signing for them. He's been a lot of fun to watch. It's really connecting well with Morris. The other question lingering over this, interim coach Brian Schmetzer is a guy who I've been told needs to get this team to the playoffs if he's going to lose the interim tag, and if he doesn't, they'll look for a different coach. So very high expectations from Seattle fans. We'll see if they get to the playoffs or not.
And when it comes to Clint Dempsey, Grant, what's your take here? How long is he possibly going to be out? And might we not see him the rest of the season at this point?
It's possible that we won't see Clint Dempsey in action the rest of the season. He did get some good news recently when tests showed that the irregular heartbeat situation wasn't maybe as bad as previously feared, and he was able to return to training, but he hasn't been training every day. That also impacts the national team potentially too, with 2 big World Cup qualifiers coming in November.
Could Kevin Garnett be retiring? According to ESPN's Mark Stein, the Minnesota Timberwolves and Garnett are in talks to buy out Garnett's contract that could end his career. The veteran forward has